Hi everybody, in this video, I will show you guys a Holy Grail indicator strategy. It is an amazing scalping trading strategy that is suitable for both beginners and professionals. I'll explain the strategy and the indicators used in detail. Then we'll go through examples for both buy and sell trade. And also, we'll go through some false signals and see how we can stay away from them. Before we start the video, nothing in this video is financial advice. It's all for informational purposes only. So I'm in TradingView.com, and this is what your chart is going to look like when we are done setting up our indicators. I'll cross these out so that I can explain all the steps from the beginning. We'll use 5-minute time frame and regular candles for this strategy. We're going to be using 3 indicators for this strategy. So first, let's click on the Indicators tab and type in Holy Grail, and select the best Holy Grail indicator 3 by McW_. Now let's access its settings. In the input section, we'll change the input from ELK3 to HALTWU. Also, let's set the responsiveness to 4 and the smart execution baseline to 1. Then in the style section, let's uncheck some of the lines we don't need. Okay, now let's add the second indicator to the chart. We're going to be searching for absolute strength histogram. This indicator by G-Man Trading. The next step will be to access its settings and set the length to 1. And we'll change the smooth to 8. The offset to 4, and the display mode to 4 as well. In the style section, let's uncheck these 2 lines. Now we'll add the third indicator. This indicator is called the Bollinger Histogram. Let's also access its settings, and in input section, let's change the length to 9. Alright, now the setup is ready, so let's understand the trading rules. But before we start with this amazing strategy, I often get asked what platform I trade on. I personally always trade on Bitch for my crypto buy and sell positions. It is a simple platform on which I always trade with leverage so that my positions can grow in profits faster. In addition, you can also use a 4-price layout so you can keep an eye on multiple positions. If you also want to trade on this platform, you can visit the link below this video. Now let's start with the strategy. So here are the rules for entering a buy trade. Number 1. The light green line of the Holy Grail indicator must cross above the dark green line. Number 2. The blue line on the absolute strength indicator must be above the red line. Number 3. The Bollinger Histogram must be green color. And finally, the market must form a bullish candlestick, like this one. So as all the rules are confirmed, we'll get in this trade. We'll set the stop loss at the recent swing low. The take profit target we'll use will be 1.5 times the risk. But you can see this trade would have ended in a profit for a much better risk to reward ratio. By the way, if you had a cross on a Holy Grail indicator, but the rest of the conditions aren't yet met, you can still wait for the indicators to catch up and then get in the trade. Now, we'll take a look at the rules for entering a sell trade. Rules for a sell trade are exactly opposite to the buy trade. First, we need to have a cross on the Holy Grail indicator where the dark green line crosses above the light green line. Second, the red line on the absolute strength histogram must be above the blue line. The Bollinger Histogram must also be red color. And lastly, the market must form a bearish candlestick, like this here. We'll enter this trade here, and we'll set the stop loss at the recent swing high. The take profit target will be at 1.5 times the risk, and this would have been a successful trade. This strategy was working well. But I started seeing some problems. I noticed that this strategy can give you false signals in a range market, and this is definitely not good, as we want a strategy that would give us only high-quality trade entries all the time. You can still use this strategy, but make sure to test it so that you can understand what this strategy actually has to offer. But we can improve this strategy by removing these 2 and adding another indicator. So I'm just going to get rid of them. So the indicator we're looking for is called the Super Trend Oscillator. This one by Lux Algo. Now let's double click on it, and in the input section, let's untick these 2 options. Now let's understand how this indicator will improve this strategy. So the conditions for entering a buy trade are very simple. Number 1. The Holy Grail indicator needs to give a bullish cross, as we have seen earlier. Number 2, at the time the cross happens, the Super Trend Oscillator must be green, and the bar needs to break above the 80 level, like it does here. And finally, the candlestick must be bullish. The Super Trend Oscillator is definitely doing a better job at eliminating losing trades in ranging markets. However, there is an exception to this rule. For example, the Holy Grail just issued a buy signal and the bar on the super trend is green, but is being below the 80 level. In this case, you can wait and enter as soon as it goes above the 80 level. The size of the bar is very important because it indicates the strength of the trend. Now let's take a look at the rules for entering a sell positions. First, the Holy Grail needs to give a bearish cross. Second, at a time the cross happens, the super trend oscillator must be red, and the bar needs to break below the lower band. But, as we already know, you can always wait for another candlestick of the indicator to catch up. If the red bar hasn't broke below the lower band yet, we'll enter right here, set our stop loss here, and for a risk to reward 1.5, this would have been a successful trade. This strategy is working better with the addition of this indicator in my opinion. There is another important thing you need to remember. If by the time the strategy issues a buy or a sell signal, the price action has gone way too far. In other words, if the distance between their entry price and the stop loss is quite significant, it's recommended to skip such signal because their price action is considered as overextended. Make sure to backtest this strategy also and see for yourself which one suits you and which one is better. So traders, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one.